The rematch between Asakura Mirai and Kureberu Koike has been scheduled at the perfect time. The timing is excellent.
It's a timing when the level of excitement among the fans is really high and rising.
Mirai Asakura is also making a comeback. I mean, the excitement is really building up, and that's exactly why this match was set up at this timing. I'm honestly looking forward to it. It's the kind of card you want to see right when you want to see it. Seriously, it's not like the match was arranged at a timing where Kleber would definitely lose and Mikuru Asakura would have an easy win. That's not the meaning behind this timing. Well, maybe some people think that, but I don't think so.
Before the match announcement, people speculated if Kleber would face Mikuru Asakura. There were already voices about it, and they're targeting the strong and unique fighters. I've heard bits and pieces about Mikuru Asakura too, so it's not strange for people to see it that way or say those things.
Today, the match cards were announced. Those people, wonderful people. I'd like to take a quick look at some opinions for now. The huge brawl on July 27th, the sense of naming it Midsummer Quarrel is great. Also, the venue where the press conference was held.
But that's not it.
That spot, right? I thought the scenery there was really nice. It looks super cool.
As expected of Riz, that makes sense. The reporter, while covering the press conference, already...
You're one step ahead, aren't you? Yes, that's right. It's an organization said to be next after the UFC. Nowadays,
yes, UFC. What I mean by next after the UFC is number 1, number 2 is RIZIN.
Well, it's not quite there yet, but it's getting pretty close.
There's still a difference between the UFC and RIZIN, but still, I don't really feel like I'm in second place. It's definitely first place, overwhelmingly.
So, things like promotion, sense, and entertainment?
Putting gender aside, they're being seen on a global level.
Martial arts organizations are undoubtedly the top choice. I don't really watch A that much, but when it comes to martial arts organizations, you can clearly see that C1 is on top. RIZIN is mainly known in Japan. It hasn't gained much global attention yet, but that might change soon.
I have a lot of different thoughts about it.
They're bringing in fighters from overseas, and Showdown is one of them. So if we're talking about a global scale, it's true that it hasn't really stepped onto the world stage yet. But even within Japan, I think it's pretty amazing. Like having 40,000 people at Saitama Super Arena or 50,000 at Tokyo Dome. You can't just fill those places easily. If you look at it from a global perspective, that's really impressive too. I definitely think so, for sure. They don't really say that in other countries, but Japan is actually that big. Even in large or entertainment markets, they can gather 40,000 people even in Category C markets. It's a pretty big event, so in that sense, it's huge, but still. The fact is, it's not out in the world yet, that's true. So when people say it's the biggest number 2, that's just their opinion. It depends on how you define it. From the start, it was announced in a way like, off-topic crepe morning sun's micro, and if you read the comments, what people said really stands out. But there are people who seriously believe that, and well, that's just how it is, right? It depends on how you look at it. Hiromoto hasn't played yet? Well, maybe he's still injured.
Recently, the comment that chasing a cut sport is like hunting has been coming up a lot. There's a meme going around that says Shade Ref is avoiding me, but that's something everyone says, right? Still, it's been said that Shade Ref might face the winner of this tournament, Wanpanman Kimura Keramafu. And that would be interesting too. By the way, Shade Ref, he might actually be my favorite player in the whole RIZIN. Really, I like him a lot.
I admire how he dominates opponents with his physical strength. He seems to be the strongest, giving his opponents little chance. I appreciate his straightforward winning style of outright finishing fights, rather than using sneaky submission attacks.
Rather than sneaky moves, I really like the style where you just crush your opponent. That's why I love Habibu too. And yeah, I also really like Shimaifu. I just like that kind of fighter, you know? I see. I get it. He might be the most champion-like, you know? If you put it that way, champion. Well, if I say it like that, it might sound like I'm different. I can't win.
He's like a wall, you know? Well, that's what makes him champion-like, I guess.
I don't really know, but I wonder how it is.
No, I don't understand it at all. Seriously. Why?
There are guys who win with skill, and they're really amazing. It makes you go, wow. Oliveira is also an amazing champion and the top champion in terms of style. People rarely say that. Strong guys are simply strong after all. So, well, that's what I think. Please let me know in the comments. Am I the only one who thinks that? I just thought that maybe calling it Kureberu gives a bit of a different impression. Like Satoshi Souza, he's overwhelming but also skilled. Skill. That's also something typical of champion, right? It's not a matter of style. That's what I think. Pressure. Winning overwhelmingly is overwhelming. How you win with a champion is up to your preference. I like the style of Shedref. McGregor was also an overwhelming champion, but hey, McGregor doesn't defend, so he's not really an overwhelming champion, is he? By the way, what champion was he again? Was it Cage Warriors before he went to the UFC? He was a 2-division champion in both organizations, but never defended his UFC belts. I see. Yeah, there was data like that for sure. He won the championship, then moved up to the next division and won again, then went to the UFC and won the championship, then moved up to the next division again. So he's not like McGregor. Then Mighty Mouse Demetrius Johnson is an overwhelmingly dominant champion, someone who defeats overwhelmingly dominant champions. Yeah, it's not about fighting style, it's just overwhelming champion. I don't really think of C as that kind of overwhelmingly dominant champion who just keeps winning like that. I was just saying that I like that kind of style. Sorry for rambling. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Everyone seems to feel that way, and honestly, it's kind of funny that Shinobu Suzuki was already having matches again just 2 months after losing. Chihiro Suzuki isn't your average athlete, you know. Even though it was a quick defeat, it's only been 3 months since the loss, and yet he's already pushing himself again. I have a few things I'd like to say about that, but I'll save it for when we get to Kureberu. Who do you think will win? Krabbel or Krabbel by decision, Asakura by decision, or maybe a quick finish? If it's Krabbel, it's probably going to be a submission, right? Out of all those options, which do you think is the most likely? I think the most likely is Asakura. Yeah, I think that's the most likely. Let's click on that. That's completely different. Mine is the most, well, I guess 60 is about right, but it's still nearly half, don't you think? I believe Asakura winning by decision is the least probable result. For me, it's either Mikuru Asakura. I think it would be a single strike from Kleber's attack. As for Mikuru Asakura winning by decision, it sounds like a pattern where he couldn't land a clean shot and just couldn't finish. Mikuru Asakura has recently focused on improving his grappling skills as a defensive strategy, Ogishio. Oh, that's right. What's really interesting is that he can't attack with submissions. When you're on top of a submission specialist and try to win by pinning or holding them down, you probably can't win that way. So when Daiki Bekuto won, he used ground and pound when he was in trouble with striking, and Sugijiro did the same. He took the back and kept control. But you can't do that against a submission specialist, so it's easy to see the difference in striking. You have to win with striking. Mikuru Asakura has to win with ground and pound against a submission specialist, which makes it a really easy to understand match. He's done it once before, so you kind of get it. Somehow you can imagine it, right? Mikuru Asakura makes it work right there. I still think if he had gone for it, but since he didn't, that Krabbel attack really decided it all with one move. So, people can envision scenarios where either Asakura Mikuru or Kureberu Koike wins, as both have won before. This familiarity makes it easy to understand and creates an engaging story. That's why I thought the timing was good, but I understand your perspective. Right, then Asakura Mikuru was chosen. I don't think anyone targeted the club. I mean, who would think that? The question is, could anyone get their revenge? To the damage. Speaking of damage, for example, Kleber Koike was taken down in his fight with Shadlife. After that, he got hit with pound shots and made it to the second round, but then got hit with more pound shots and lost. If that was the case, I think it would be a bit unreasonable. But he took one shot, then 2 or 3 more, and the referee stepped in. So yeah, he did lose consciousness. But the first round ended quickly. So if the fight drags on, and the fighter keeps taking punches one after another, the damage really adds up. That's why boxing is said to be the most dangerous. Because even after you go down, you get a 10 count, and then you keep taking more punches. And there are a lot of rounds too. Also, the attacks are really focused around here, so if you keep taking punches, the damage just keeps piling up. In kickboxing, the fight can end in an instant, so you don't take as much damage. But when you think about brain damage from blows to the head, it's not just a single impact that's scary. It's the accumulation of hits over time that really does the most damage. For example, if you look at Yuta Kubo from the morning and then hear that he's going to fight again 2 months later, you'd think, that's impossible. That's how damaging Kleber's attacks are. If I say free, it's really free. Of course it's free. And also, right? And also, you know, if you look at it from the morning, we're in the same period playing matches and the preparation time is short for both of us, right? We're in the same situation. But there are still some differences after all. Me. Honestly, what happened to me wasn't really good. Right? I kept eating a ton of bread and my weight really went up. Yeah. But that wasn't the case. So personally, I don't think I was asking for anything unreasonable. On the contrary, I think Chibin Suzukiki was the one who did something unreasonable. There's no doubt about that. Even though he didn't get knocked out, he definitely took more damage, you know? I get it. Your damage buildup is riskier, and Chio Suzukiki versus Miku Asakura was an even bigger shock for me. If that can occur, this is definitely possible too, you know? I've had 2 matches in a row, so whether my timing is good or bad, I'll leave that up to everyone's imagination. But yeah, I've been fighting those kinds of opponents for 2 consecutive matches. Miku Asakura is the reason why the fans are getting worked up. As for me, that's all there is to it. If it wasn't Kleber, then who would I be fighting? With Yamanane. I'll do it. I'll do it with Kanahara. I'll do it with player Kanahara. It's a grudge match, no doubt about it. The crowd is definitely excited. Rather than the direction of the damage, I do think there must be some reason why Kureberu lost. But well, I also have confidence that something new can happen, something that hasn't happened until now. So cool. On level side 2, there's this new situation where if I hit him, he could lose, which hasn't happened before, so he's challenging rematch in that state. I think that's something to watch for, and it's often mentioned in boxing. Once you've been knocked down, it's definitely easier to get knocked down again and keep going down. That's absolutely true, so that's why I say it. When you say free, it really is free, so yeah, it's definitely a crucial point. Timing is important, isn't it? In that sense, timing is really good. There might be a bit of that, but I don't think he's purposely targeting a weaker opponent. That's how I feel. But it's hard to predict. It's really hard to predict. But it's actually a pretty simple match, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Simple is the best. Simple is the best. Simple. Mirai Asakura. Hit with a punch and make them listen. Make them listen. And I want to bring the knuckle attack to the ground and finish it with one decisive move. But even after clinching with the Prime Minister's defeat, Kureberu really managed to regain the pace. That's what I thought. When they first sparred, I was wondering how Asuka and Mikuru would get on top and get past that. So I was a bit, kind of. He says he'll do it with his elbows, but from the top, there probably won't be much elbow action. So what would Mikuru Asakura do in that situation? Even if he tries to pull away, he might get grabbed instead. So that's where the clinch comes in again. He'll probably go for it, won't he? That's what it seems like. Basically, when he comes in, he'll try to keep his distance while landing punches and kicks. That's what I think. But still, Kureberu Koike has really improved his striking since that match. His striking level has greatly improved, particularly on defense. Even Chibin Suzuki couldn't do it. Meanwhile, Chibin Suzuki also utilized calf kicks effectively, although they were countered at times. That's how much Kureberu Koike's calf kicks have improved. Even in striking, it's like that. You can't really say Mikuru Asakura is overwhelmingly favored, but if it goes to the ground, it's obvious to everyone that Kureberu Koike is overwhelmingly favored on the ground. If it goes there, Kureberu Koike has the advantage. He really does. But just because he loses, does that mean he'll get hit once and go down right away? Well, I don't know about that. As I said after the first fight, getting hit once doesn't mean it's over. Yeah, I think I said back then that even now, there's still a pretty high chance it could happen there. But Kureberu Koike lost. He still has options. If there's a situation like that in the second match, I think I'll definitely go. Doing it in Shidorai who gave me the confidence to go for it. That's how I feel. Or rather, what I think. I think there's a really good chance. Or rather, there is a chance. Well, I'm actually pretty interested in this. I've heard that playing with Shinobu Suzukiki made people a lot stronger, right? But I probably haven't reached that level yet. Not yet. Sugio's condition also varies a lot. Even if you say it's Shinobu Suzukiki, you can't really measure how much of that is true at this point. So I think it's hard to tell. So if Mikuru Asahi gets a knockout here, then maybe we'll understand a bit more. For example, I think we should just watch the shadow replay. It's not that strong, is it? If you beat Jiro Suzukiki step by step, then beat Kureberu, and then do the draft, that would really get people excited, I think. So in terms of excitement, I want Mikuru Asakura to win. I like Kureberu's fighting style, but emotionally, I want Mikuru Asakura to win for the sake of the martial arts world and to get everyone hyped up. Jiro Suzukiki Basu and Mikuru Asakura all said the same thing, that if School Mikuru wins, it'll get everyone excited again and we can keep going, but that's only if he wins here. Honestly, Rin Hiramoto was a bit overwhelmingly strong, so it was a direct win. If there's a chance for a shield left, I think we should just go for it. That's what I think. If Kleber wins and Mikuru loses, then Hiramoto too. Next. That's still the biggest fight, so no matter what anyone says, that's the one that gets the most hype. I think it'll be even bigger than Shia, Idoa, or if Mikuru. I really think so. If even one of them is a champion, it would already be an amazing match. Tai. Toro. As a match, if I face Rei Hiramoto in a rematch, I can proudly say as a Shade wife that I have no regrets and I'm fine with that. Shima. Well, if Kerimov and One Punman Kimura both go into the fight without any injuries, Kerimov will probably win. But I'm still rooting for Kimura. But then it would feel like Kerimov versus Shaved Ref, right? If Crazy World Kimura ends up fighting both Shaved Ref and Kerimov, it would turn into a champion situation. And if that happens, Mikuru and Hiramoto would be in a pretty hopeless spot, right? Then if Yanyan Kimura knocks out both Kuchi and the other guy, and then Yanyan knocks out Kerimov and Shaved Ref, that would make him the strongest champion. Yeah, that's already. Saying let's go C and then contradicting it with let's go Yanyan C implies that if Shaved Ref and Kerimov can be knocked out with a single punch, so could Asakura, Mirai, and Hiramoto. This suggests a high likelihood for Yanyan, but asserting he would actually succeed changes the discussion entirely. You can never predict what will happen in a match. Just because he could defeat Shaved Ref doesn't guarantee he can do the same to Hiramoto or Asakura Mikuru. That's simply how it is. I get the mindset, but there's no way these guys did too. You wouldn't know you could punch, huh? I see. If you think about it normally, is that how it is? Thinking about it normally is just too boring. I get it, since we have the chance. You know, my name is Kimura from One Pan, so it doesn't really matter if I have that kind of thing attached to it. Sorry, I just feel like it's a bit hard to do. Is that okay, Mikuru? Who do you think will win? That's a tough one. I'm rooting for Mikuru. I want him to win. It's not that I dislike Kureberu Coin. I actually like him, but in terms of excitement, I kind of want Mikuru to win. But as for who will actually win, that's a different story. So I guess that's how I feel. Well, shall we move on to the next one? Before we go to the next one, I want to drink some protein today. This morning? I've been drinking it every morning when I wake up as a replacement for breakfast. I drink it daily, but haven't had any today. I see. Morning is ideal for it. It's excellent in the morning due to its high coenzyme Q10 content, making it very tasty. Thanks, Fukai. You can use that cup. This blueberry is delicious, right? It's really tasty. At my house, we don't have blueberry, but we have that fruit mix instead. But I think blueberry is really good too. This is super tasty. Fukai, I think so too. Fukai, I think it's just right for breakfast. Yeah, Fukai, I always have trouble with breakfast. I can't decide whether to eat or not. Yeah, Fukai, for me, regular people think breakfast is something you have to eat, so they eat it. But when I eat, of course, my calorie intake goes up. And also bread and eggs. Is that normal or is it something else? And rice? fish roe and things like that, they make my body feel heavy in the morning, you know? I mean, it's a strong flavor first thing in the day, but that doesn't mean I want to eat steak either, and that takes time to prepare. So protein is just right for me. Honestly, it's really helpful, but I don't think there are many people who use protein in that way. Everyone seems to think of protein as something for building muscle, like it's just for people who want to get buff. But honestly, you can totally use it as a substitute for a regular meal, like rice. If it didn't taste good, I wouldn't be able to keep it up, you know? It's just not possible. But it's tasty and healthy, so that's really important. I really want to change the image people have of protein. People think it's something only those who want to build muscle drink, but actually, it's something regular people can drink for health reasons too. Because it's about health. Even your drinks, your hair, your nails, all of them are basically made from protein. Everyone wants to be healthy and have nice hair, right? Of course, nobody wants messy, damaged hair. That's the one thing I really don't want. So that's why protein is necessary. That would really be the worst. I definitely don't want that.
Seriously.
The worst.
Chan.
Hagajiji the Wild is the worst. Other than that, it's just your usual stuff like recovering from fatigue and yeah, there are all sorts of benefits like that, like not going to the family, but overall it's just juice-like and tasty. That's all there is to it. Pan Full, pan number 1. Among the supplements, by the way, all vitamins are powered up from Baitas, so they are supported. That's why. Mikumi, Asakura, and Tsugiji 1. This time, you'll need vitamins for both the clever attacks and power plays. If that's the case, it becomes fair. I don't really know about that, but there's no doubt that it's delicious. That for most people, I really recommend this protein and this vitamin power. Vitamin power is a mix of vitamins, but it's really for health purposes. You know, that's how it feels. When it comes to maintaining health, it's really important after all. Maintaining health. Being healthy sometimes seems less exciting than indulging in unhealthy but fun activities like drinking alcohol or going out. Healthy living can appear a bit plain in comparison. So, like brushing your teeth, nobody really talks about how great brushing your teeth is. If someone does, people are like, that's annoying. Oh, whatever, it's fine. But honestly, it's better to do it. Brushing your teeth is definitely better if you do it.
For health?
It's kind of plain, but it's better to value your health. Health is an important weapon because everyone gets older, right? Everyone wants to delay getting older as much as possible, right? As you age, you start to experience various symptoms and things like that. You start to lose your energy, your strength declines, and you begin to fall apart in various ways. There are all sorts of things like that, right? So being able to hold those off even a little is really important, and that's why health matters, everyone. Please get Hiai no Baitasu's Vita Power and Protein from the summary section. All right, let's move on to the next one. Yes, Inonaki Fukuda. This is interesting. When I said Bandan View title match at the press conference, it was like, wow. I thought it was Sabatero, and surprisingly, I'm actually a Sabatero fan. Sabatero, well, no matter who wins, I think I could beat both of them pretty easily. Now, that's my perspective. Fukuda is strong, and while Taro Ishiguchi was beaten one-sidedly, I believe Naoki Ue will win by decision, possibly 3-0 or with a 33% chance. Although Ioue is favored, I honestly don't see it that way. Naoki Ue is a bantamweight Sabatero, right? Fukuda is also a bantamweight, isn't he? Well, yeah, that's about right. People are curious about why Sabatero isn't the choice, despite its popularity. The matches are interesting, the character is interesting, and he's strong. Well, it's another interesting match, but personally, I think it's only a matter of time before Sabatero becomes a champion. I think Akimoto was better than Sabatero Fukuda Ue. That's good too. So that's how it went. I thought Sabatero would come, but either way, this belt is super popular with Sabatero. Sabatero. He was strong too. This is interesting as well. I think Naoki Ue is skillful, and if it comes down to a decision, I feel like he could win that way. He's really good, especially with his striking. His defense is fast too. Yeah, that's right. It's a bit tough to close the distance and land a good punch, isn't it? That's what I think. As for Fukuda, it seems it's your turn. Is it alright if you go next? This is Akimoto Doubtback, right? This is interesting. It's a good type. So this is a good card. This is quite something. In a simple match, Akamoto would win, but I'm ranked lower in Doubtbacks. This is something you'd play at the Fessor level. Feather class, huh? So they're going to do it at Feather class. Yeah, I think with that reach, it's going to be a pretty tough fight. Doubtback? He's tall, and with both fighters being southpaws, Doubtback will likely utilize his kicks, particularly his outside calf kicks. He goes for them. Akimoto will probably have a tough time controlling the distance, I think. Fukai can just take it to the ground with his usual grappling. I see what you mean. Sometimes you just forget about that. Fukai, what do you think about that? Akimoto. I think it's useful, so I'll go with just one Akimoto's response song for this. Seriously, Doubtback's response song is the most common yan yan. Fukai, that's unexpected, so that's how it is. For me, Akimoto is actually quite... Maintaining distance and controlling the back seems feasible, doesn't it? For instance, while in a loop, you could secure the back position. And troubled. If you get stuck, you can reverse and take the tackle. If Doubtback is gonna win, use your legs and get inside. It's about the body, right? Right body. Correct. Utilize effective body shots to distract him, then go for the overhand from above. It's challenging. From the start, things like straight shots from above probably won't reach, so it's something you do later, right? But Doubtback's head slip is really good, so you have to get inside and go for the body, right? It's not like you can't land it, though. Basically, Akimoto is taller and has speed, so that's the impression I get. But still, when you say he's improved since coming back, yeah, he really has improved. Before. The line was fine, but no matter what, I just couldn't. I thought Akimoto would win, or rather Akimoto-kun would win. So I already felt like a new star, a young star. So yes, that's right. Shadoref is like that. I'm planning to defend for now. I don't know who yet. That's how it is, I guess. And now, Patrick Petros Nomura has arrived. I want him to win here and do a Souza vs title match. Honestly, I think Nomura will win without any problems. Pitbull Patrick is strong, but I don't think he's a match for Nomura. I think Patrick's time is almost up. 40 years old. Including his age too. That's right, it's a bit of a toss-up, but I'd say Nomura would win. Yeah, 5 to 7 points. I think so too. Here, it's definitely Nomura. I want him to come out on the channel and support him. It's about feelings too, yeah. He went from being a regular Gusa boss fighter to a fan, so I'm really rooting for him. I want Fukai to do his best as well. Yan Yan is aggressive like a pit bull, in my opinion. I wonder if she'll do it, Fukai. That sounds fun. Fukai, there's a chance, right? Yan Yan might actually win, you know? Yan Yan missed that shot, which wouldn't happen in a real match. But with another attempt, Yan Yan could land a clean straight and knock Souza down. That's what Yan Yan would typically do. And then Souza... Yan Yan's title match with Fukai, and then Souza. Here, I want him to make a strong impression. That's right. Next up is Souza, right? That's what it makes you think. I want to see that kind of content. I want him to do his best. That's right. Kanahara Yaman. Well, this is... Well, what is it, I wonder? I wonder if it'll be interesting or not. I feel like Yaman might win, but honestly, I have a feeling this will end up being Kanahara easy money. In the easy fight, I think Eguchi might finish it in the first round. That's how fast it could be. Quickly. That's what I think. So when you take a tackle and the outback takes a tackle and you manage to keep it, if you think logically about what would happen if it were Kanahara and then you come from a really bad loss, that's really something, you know? A really bad loss isn't something you can just get over in a few months. At least that's what I think. Yan Yan was knocked down about 3 or 4 times and hit in the mouth around 4 times. Given this, it's not surprising that Kanahara won the fight. Well, yeah, that's right. It's actually a pretty tough matchup. Yaman, this is definitely Yan Yan's. I'm talking tough, but I want Yaman to win. I'm supporting Yaman, but if Yan Yan wins, so be it. The only way to win is to never get taken down and keep striking. Yan Yan needs to keep the pressure on with his striking. Yeah, that's just talk. Yan Yan is simple, right? Just keep it simple like that. And well... I think the fly class tournament will be announced. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be an interesting event. And I think this tournament will be really exciting.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm excited for it. Starting in the morning will be enjoyable. That's my view. Please share your thoughts and predictions in the comments, as I'd love to hear them. Lastly, please drink Vitas and get it from the description box. Please, I really think it's better to take care of your health right now. Whether you're 20, 25, 40, or 50 years old, it's important. It doesn't matter. Just start right away. Anything works. Begin with walking or whatever suits you. For now, try drinking protein. So let's get started. Even if it's a low hurdle, just start from there.
Yep.
Drink a bottle of Bita Power daily. Begin with a simple habit, such as having Bita Power and protein for breakfast each morning. Start small and gradually develop good habits. Many people try to overexert themselves by setting unrealistic goals like running 10 kilometers every day. If you try to force yourself, like saying you'll never eat sweets again, you'll quit right away. In the end, you just start here and end here. But if you take it one step at a time, those good habits will keep building up and you'll keep improving. Begin by focusing on protein. Ignore supplements and fancy stuff. I advise people to start right away, just like in the old days. That kind of story. It's obvious, but I really feel like there's wisdom in it. It's like being a turtle, you know, choosing the turtle's way. So everyone, please take care of your health. That's my request. And also, please subscribe to the channel. Please smash that button, okay? Smash that button too. See you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.